live? Okay. I think if I didn't break anything, I believe we're live.
Sweet.
So
Let me make sure I don't break anything.
yeah, heads up, we were having some technical issues. We don't know what's going on. Lockleth's camera is kind of wigging out tonight, but otherwise everything's fine, I think. You've also noticed that we're a man down tonight, my friends. Sean is in recovery mode from Extra Life, and he had just a terrible experience getting home. And I'll say all of this once we get started too, just for people listening to the audio. Um, but Sean has he's in recovery mode tonight. We told him to take the night off, and look, we're going all Kirby up in here tonight. The inmates are running the asylum tonight, my friends. Everybody's here. Hi, everybody. Shout outs.
Hello.
Oh, my Kevin, I feel like Kevin and I are just like the same person. He's like my boy DDD. Kevin, did you know that I have like a DDD shrine here on my desk? Like I just keep a bunch of little DDDs on my desk. Did you know that? I'm
You
a
probably
huge
did.
I'm a huge DDD stan. I love DDD. So,
Well,
oh
you
my
also have the
gosh.
overlay too.
That's right. Yeah, I was putting together the overlay for this because like Sean's the one that normally runs all of the streams and all of that. So, I kind of also had to figure out a two-person overlay and kind of make it look similar, and I think it works pretty well. I think it'll be good. We're here. We're making it happen. Making the dreams come true.
Trying to.
We'll see.
Oh man.
It'll be all right. I wonder what the energy is going to be like tonight without Sean. We have a lot to talk about tonight, so
There's quite a bit. Hopefully my energy's not too low. I'm drinking my coffee in my new mug, by the way.
yes.
Finally came into the mail. I have a little story about that too that I'll probably share for the I'll save it for the pod when we start.
Oh my gosh. I just had this really weird thing happen like 10 minutes before we started this. Somebody came up and just banged on my front door. Like just banged on my door twice, and then I went out to like answer it and turn on the lights and stuff, and there was nobody there. I have no clue what it was. My dog was barking and everything. It was super creepy. I have no clue what it was. I'm assuming that we have some kids. We have a lot of kids that live in the neighborhood. I'm assuming it was just some kids playing a prank or something, but it was weird.
Yeah. Yeah. That sounds like a kid thing for sure.
Yeah, it was I don't know, it was creepy and weird. So, anyway, yeah, if y'all I think I have all of my buttons here. Lockleth, I'm ready pretty much whenever you are, my friend.
I think I am good. Let me
Let's do
just
it.
double check here. A scroll. Okay. Yep, I'm ready.
All right.
Hey y'all, welcome to the 80th episode of the Nintendo Drive for Carpool Gaming. We're zooming into your screen, ears, and hearts this week. But first, consider following us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Carpool Gaming. If you like what you see on YouTube, give this video a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you don't miss out on our content. And if you love us and want more, then be that driving force and support us over on Patreon at patreon.com/carpool gaming. All the links to our socials and where to follow us will be in the description box below. Now roll that sweet intro.
Oh my goodness me, Lockleth. The inmates are running the asylum this week. We are Seanless, as folks, might kind of see if they're watching us live right now on youtube.com/carpoolgaming. Shout outs to everybody watching us live. We decided to give Sean the night off, man. He had a rough go of it. He had a very that poor Sean. I feel so bad for Sean and just like his travel woes. He was texting us like just all of the flight delays and like the bad weather and stuff he was dealing with, and I was like, oh my god, he only just got home. Like Like Extra Life ended Sunday morning. He only just got home like a handful of hours ago. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. It's been it doesn't sound like it was real, like every update, like every delay, every not knowing how he was going to get back and like when, and he was just ready to be home, obviously hasn't slept since Friday, and I feel for him for sure. Yeah,
me
so
too.
he's we we had no problem letting him sleep and just
Right.
rest.
Just take the night and just rest and be with your family. Lockleth and I got it. And hey, it gives us, if you're watching the video version, which as always, you should totally watch the video version. You're
Oh
really
yeah.
missing out. Look, it's gonna be a big old Kirby episode tonight, y'all. We are look, if Sean's gone, Lockleth and I are going to play with Kirby. So we just
Whipped
have
out
to.
all of the I've whipped out all of the Kirby things. I have all the Kirbys back
Yes.
there. I've got one right here. I've got a Kirby shirt on.
It's the
I've got it
best.
all.
Oh, I should have worn. I have a Kirby shirt. I should have worn my Kirby shirt. I didn't even think about it. Oh my
Missed
gosh.
opportunity. Come on.
That's a missed opportunity. We got Kirby and DDD here on the screen representing, and we've got some Kirby related things to talk about tonight. I want to give a huge shout out before we get into anything, because I know that the biggest thing that Sean is kind of regretful of is, I know he really wanted to be here to celebrate Extra Life. Um, we just did an amazing job as a community, between us, between Save the Game Media and the trophy room. Our team, really pulled out all the stops and just crushed like all of our goals. We wound up raising $9,101. For the Solary Children's Hospital. We had our first goal was $5,000, crushed that basically instantly. Like, we had raised most of it before even starting. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, like the first hour we hit it. Like
yeah.
I know we did a lot of it like leading up,
Mm-hmm.
but like the first hour window, we had already hit the first goal, which was wild to me.
Crushed it.
Yeah.
Just absolutely crushed it. And then we kind of did this like kind of jokey goal of 6,900. That was our nice, goal. And then that was kind of funny, whatever. Crushed that. And then we're like, what's the next like kind of funny goal we can set? Let's make it over 9,000. So then it was the sort of like big goal was, can we get $9,001? And we wound up doing that as well, and it was amazing. Like, it was a great time, streamed for 25 hours, and we still got, as a matter of fact, we still have Nightbot in here.
Oh no.
Sending out
The
the automated
prizes.
the prizes. I'll have to
There's
go
the
in and fix
prizes.
that. Ignore that, y'all. In the YouTube chat, Nightbot is still, I had it set to auto. Every 15 minutes it would send out it would send out like messages about the prizes and the donation links and stuff like that. So Nightbot is going to be joining us here in the chat tonight as we record live. Kevin here is in the chat. He says Extra Life was amazing. Can't wait for you two to join next year. I am 1,000% going to be there next year.
Yeah. The
Like,
FOMO was
oh
so
my god,
real. Like
it was horrible.
it was like tangible, like how badly I wanted to be there. And so I tried to stay within the chat most of the time. Seth and
Hmm.
I both were basically there without being there. But yeah, there was so much FOMO going on. Just
It
to
was
see the room,
ridiculous.
just to
Yes.
hang out, like even if you were on screen, like all the fun stuff that was probably happening, like behind the live feed, behind the scenes. Just wish I could have been there.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. Kevin makes a good point. I think donations are still open. I'm not sure when the prizes are being drawn either, but yeah, I do believe the donations are still open as well. So that's a good point there, Kevin, in the
Oh,
chat.
well, there you go. Nightbot's
Yeah,
helping us out still.
there you go. So Nightbot is still helping us. You don't have to ignore Nightbot. Nightbot is still there doing the work. Yeah, I think that I took a little bit of a break to have dinner with my wife and stuff, but otherwise I was there the entire time. Okay, Lee
You were
Navarro's here in the
there.
chat too. Yeah, and Lee says donations can be made until the end of the year, until the 31st of December. So
Okay, okay.
perfect.
I was wondering because there's still those on Twitter that the Phoenix Overdrive, like there's several groups that are still doing it, and you can see some of
Mm-hmm.
those donations still come through. So I didn't know if maybe they had a longer period or if it's just overall. So that's
Right.
nice. So there's the
Perfect.
link for y'all if you're here
Beautiful.
in
Yeah. If y'all
chat.
want to, yeah, for sure. And oh, Lee's got a little tease in here in the chat too. Phoenix Overdrive still has one more thing to release. So be excited
Oh,
for that. So very cool, man. But yeah, I'm absolutely going to be there next year. I have to. I can't survive another year of that FOMO. It was so intense. It was unbelievable. I felt it like physically. I'm sitting here, the Nintendo dads posted this video of like the New York store meetup, and there's Sean and
yes.
the Nintendo pals, and like everybody was together, and I'm just like literally crying at my desk watching it. I was so emotional, like it was ridiculous. So yeah, the couch, yes, Lee says he'll
The
get couches
couch.
for us.
The infamous
Yes.
couches. We need more couches. We need more
We're
space.
we're gonna need more space. We're gonna need more couches. It's gonna be Lee Navarro's big birthday bash next year as well. So next year is gonna be even better. I feel like than this year was. But this year was absolutely amazing. And I just want to thank everybody who donated, everybody who participated. It was fantastic. Yeah, our aim, like I think it's very possible and maybe even likely that we will get most of, if not all of, the carpool crew um, there next
Yeah.
year. So
Yeah. I think there's been a few yeses already, and I'm gonna try my darndest as well. I'm gonna take my husband with me. We'll make it a
yes,
vacation as well
little New
because we've
York
never
vacation.
exactly, yes, we've never been to New York, so we'll get to do the whole Nintendo store thing and hang out and do things. We might make it a lengthy couple days after to recover for one and to kind of see the city some more. But yeah,
hmm
I'm gonna try and make an attempt very much so to go next year because the FOMO is real. And we did
It's
have a couple
real.
questions in regards to Extra Life, but I'm gonna save those for when Sean is here. That way we can talk about it some more. I'm sure he's ready to talk
Yeah.
about it after the rest, so we can talk about that next week for sure. So if any of y'all enter those questions and we don't cover that, that's technically why
hmm
we want to have our third here with us before we
Yeah.
discuss all the things.
Yeah, there,
But
there's a couple. I know that he wants to, he wants to really celebrate it. So I want to give him the chance since he was the one there representing in person. And
yeah.
I know he's going to have a lot to say about Extra Life next week. So that'll definitely be a big focus next week. But for now, again, thank you so much to everybody. Lee says 40,000 for my 40th birthday. Easy, done deal. We got that.
Yeah,
Done deal.
for sure. We were well
Um,
over 30, right?
mhm,
This year?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think 30 was the goal this year. So 40 for next year, 1,000% we can do that. So yeah, that's a done deal, Lee. Again, huge thanks. It was an amazing weekend, an amazing time, and just huge. I feel so full of just gratitude and love, and yeah, I love it. But again, the inmates are running the asylum. It's a Seanless episode. It's Lockleth and I. So why don't you
Yes.
start us off, my friend? What have you been up to?
Well, I've been playing a couple things, and one thing I'll, briefly glaze over was I'm playing Bratz Flaunt Your Fashion.
Yo, yes, I need to hear about this. Don't gloss
uh,
over it. We need to hear about this.
so yeah, it's just to kind of give y'all some insight. I'm part of the Outright Games like ambassador program now. So if there's games that they put out, which is more obviously more family friendly, more kid friendly type of games,
Mm-hmm.
but that's still really up my alley. So if they put out some games that seem interesting, I'll probably play them and keep it cozy still on my channel. So I am doing a video for Bratz, just playing a few bits of the beginning parts of the game. But I was a Bratz girly growing up. I was one of those
Yeah.
like take their entire foot off, not just their shoe, to change their shoes. Like I was in it and I was ready for it. Jade was my fave. I got to play as her in the game. It
That's
it brought back
awesome.
some nostalgia for real. So I'm not ashamed that I played some Bratz this weekend. I've been just like talking about it to my husband, to my step kiddo. Like I'm excited. It's been fun, and I've actually been playing it offline too. Like outside of my
Yes.
video, which doesn't always happen.
It's a good sign.
So yeah. So I've been playing that, and then I finished my latest Animal Crossing island. So I started a new one like 5 months ago. I restarted an
Mm-hmm.
island, but I can't work on 2 islands at once, so that one's just been on hold. So I'll start working on that, but I needed a new villager. I've got to replace like 9 out of the 10 villagers on my
I
island, so
saw that. Yeah.
I had to do a hefty villager hunt, and I ended up doing 100 Nook Mile tickets, like went to 100
Holy cow.
islands looking for a blue villager. Essentially, they'll all be blue except for one.
Mm-hmm.
And then I realized after my video went live today that that was my 100th YouTube video.
Really?
Yes.
Congratulations. That's
I
awesome.
had I had no idea that I went on a 100 Nook Mile ticket hunt, and it just so happened to be my 100th video. Like,
Wow.
not sure how
That
that
just
turned out that
worked.
way.
Just worked
Yeah.
out.
I was in pain though. I was in physical pain. It was I was so frustrated. Y'all need to watch the video. It was a lot. You will hear it in my voice. But yeah, I'm working on a new island. I'll be streaming that probably. I have yet to stream since a month ago, I think is the last time I streamed.
Mm-hmm.
And then apparently an influencer, Seth,
Uh-oh. You're an influencer.
influencer. Yeah, you
Tell
want to
me
know why?
more. Yes, tell me more.
So you know that Super Mario Deluxe activity set
Mm-hmm.
I showed everyone last week? Well,
Yes.
Sam, they also bought one
I'm
and
about to
put it
buy
in.
one. I want one. You influenced me. I want one.
What y'all didn't see, obviously last week, because we always end the stream, and then usually Sean, Seth, and myself will kind of discuss like other things for maybe the next week, or we just kind of talk about random stuff after the
For another
show.
like 2 hours.
Yeah, pretty much. We just talk a
We
lot
just hang
after the
out.
show's over. Yeah, we're basically just hanging out. And I just ended up like unboxing the entire
Mm-hmm.
activity set to Sean and Seth last week. So they got a little sneak peek as to what that all entails. But if y'all want to see that, I can show you. But it's just I'm an influencer. I influenced the
You
people.
did. I for sure I want it. Like especially after seeing it's got all the little stickers in there and the
Hmm.
coloring pages. Like I want this. I want and it's cheap. It's like $15. It's like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want this
Yeah, like,
life.
it's even though the quality I wouldn't say is the best, it's not
Sure.
pristine, but
Mm-hmm.
it's like you said, it's $15, and, like, the tin itself is there's no way you're not gonna know it's a Mario
Right.
product, like a Nintendo product. So, I'm pretty happy with it for sure. I think I'm gonna use the little because the stickers are so small, I
Mm-hmm.
think I haven't painted my nails in so long. I think I'm gonna add them to my nails and do, like, a top coat so, like, it's embedded
Yeah.
in the nail and,
I
like, have little
love that.
Mario nails because they're so tiny.
They're that
Like, it tells you
small?
they're small, yeah.
Holy
They're so
cow.
small, they can fit, like, on my thumbnail and my other nails too. Because some of them are really small, like the coins
Mm-hmm.
are so tiny, like, it could fit on my pinky. They're so small, some of them.
Whoa.
Um, so I think I'm gonna paint my nails and, like, put those stickers on there. I'll let y'all know how that works out, but I'll be the tester if anyone else is interested in
Next week you'll
painting
be
their
all
nails that
blinged
way.
out. Yeah.
Yeah. Have all the Mario I'll have all the coins on my hands.
Yes. That'll be
But
amazing.
what have you been playing,
Oh
Seth?
my gosh. A lot actually. So I'm addicted to Marvel Snap. Hi, my name is Seth and I'm addicted to Marvel Snap. It's like most of like I spend so much time on that stupid game. It's not on Switch, it's on mobile. And I'm not a mobile game guy. Like I don't play games on my phone, but Marvel Snap is so good. Like it's so good and like well designed and fun. I'm addicted to it. I can't stop playing it. I uh I haven't spent any money on it yet, but I'm like
Mm.
right there. I'm on the razor's edge. I'm probably going to buy the season pass cuz I'm playing it like hours a day. Like I'm
So
addicted to it.
I don't know anything about that. Like, what is it?
It's like a card if you've ever seen like Hearthstone,
Yeah.
it's really similar to Hearthstone. Actually, it's actually the creative director of Marvel Snap is the lead designer of Hearthstone, and it's just this
Okay.
very quick, like well-paced card game. Each round, each match takes maybe 5 to 6 minutes. It's like very fast because you only have 6 turns the entire time, and it's just a strategy like card game, and it's just really fun and easy to understand, and you can do a lot like for free. Like I said, I've played it a bunch, and I haven't had any like temptation until really now to buy the season pass. You can do a lot like for free. You never have to spend any money at all. So
Well,
it's good. I like it a
Beth,
lot.
you know, I can't have those types of games. I have no
Yeah.
self-control, so kudos to you that you haven't
Yeah.
spent any money yet.
Not yet. I By the time I come back next week, I probably will have bought the season. Even the season pass, it's like $10, and
Mm.
the seasons will last. It's like a Fortnite kind of thing where you just pay for it and you unlock a bunch of stuff, different cards, and a lot of it's aesthetic stuff. So it's not, it's not a big thing. You absolutely don't need to. John32 here in the chat says, I hadn't played a mobile game in years and now Snap has me hooked. That's me. I can count on my one hand the amount of mobile games that have hooked me. Marvel Snap is one of them. I'm addicted
Huh.
to this game. So that's a lot of it. I finished Bayonetta 3 last night, and I'm working on my review now for the channel. So that'll be going up probably next week. So be on the lookout for that. And I'll have a lot more thoughts obviously there. But I last week when I started it, I was kind of a little bit soft on it. I will say I have kind of mixed feelings on it at the end of the day, but it's going to be an interesting review. I'll just say that. I don't want to cannibalize it too much, but it's going to be an interesting review.
Would you say it's different in terms of the other two as well?
Yes, it is. It is like the best gameplay of the series for sure, and it's one of the craziest, most fun games. Like just in terms of the raw like fun of it. Like there are things that happen in that game that like I could not believe was was happening. Sean's here in the chat. Just woke up for a minute and noticed the title and thumbnail. Y'all can have each other.
Yes.
It
We
worked.
did it.
We did
We
it.
did it.
Love you,
Yes.
Sean. Hopefully he's getting a kick out of the stream layout too. Love you,
Oh
Sean.
yeah.
Get some rest, buddy. Oh man. Yeah. So but it is like it's really good. The misgivings I have with it come from the story. And particularly the ending. I'm like very mixed on the ending. I have some complicated thoughts. The things that I like, it's a tricky one to review because the things that I don't like about it are things I can't really talk about without spoiling, So
Yeah.
it's going to be a difficult game to review, but I'm working on it, and like I said, that'll be going up on the channel fairly soon, hopefully. So we'll see how that goes. And then other than that, Sonic Frontiers just came out today.
Mm-hmm.
And I've put a couple of hours into that already, and like I feel like people aren't ready for this conversation, but Lockleth, I gotta tell you, it's good. It's good.
Oh no. Do
I'm
I need to
having
get it
fun.
then? I wasn't
I'm
planning on getting it.
I like it. I like it a lot so far. It's really fun, and it's like it's pretty much exactly what I wanted it to be. Like it's really fun. It's like, and I understand. Yeah, Kevin here in the chat says I want to play it so bad, but also Ragnarok. And it's unfortunate timing that it came out like the day before God of War Ragnarok, because I feel like a lot of people are going to sleep on it. But it's like really fun. It's this like open world Sonic in this dreary, like rainy, open world, like Shadow of the Colossus vibes. And it's like super fun. Sean says better than Bayonetta. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how we come down on that. But I'm having a
We'll
blast.
say
Yeah.
the release trailer that they put out for
Yes.
Sonic Frontiers. If y'all haven't watched that, I love me some Queen, and they had they had that song playing, and I just felt so pumped just watching that. And like I really like I almost like wanted to get the game just from watching that trailer. but
So
I
fun.
figured I would get a better glimpse of how the game is from y'all. So, oh man, I don't know if that's happy news for me either, because like Pokemon's out next week, and I'm
I
supposed to get
know.
that.
Oh my god. It's ridiculous. Yeah, it's one of those things too. Like I'm playing it on Switch. I think Ryan's playing it as well, but I think Ryan's playing it on Xbox or something. And I think Ryan and I are planning on doing a review discussion at some point, so maybe stay tuned for that. But like on Switch it has like the Switch port drawbacks that we're kind of used to.
Yeah.
You know, lower frame rate, lower resolution. Because you're going so fast, there's a lot of like pop in, and that can be a little bit distracting, but overall like it's running pretty well, like the in terms of the speed and everything, like there's not really any like lag or anything like that. Like I was really impressed by that. And you can go into these like little, they're called cyberspace levels, and in those levels it plays like classic like Sonic gameplay. And
Oh.
it even has like the first thing that happens is you are dropped, like Dr. Robotnik like taps into this weird like AI thing, and Sonic and Tails and Amy get like sucked into this portal, and you're dropped into like Green Hill Zone. And it just is like kind of classic Sonic for a second. And there are these little like kind of bite-sized like 2-minute long maybe sections that you can like speed run and do all these little challenges, and that's totally separate from the open world, which is super fun because there are like things everywhere, like little collectibles and rings, and there's
Oh
like all these
no.
grind rails and bounce pads everywhere. And it's like really fun. Like I came in with like comically low expectations. I really was not expecting much. And I'm very impressed. Like I'm shocked by how much fun I'm having with it. I just want to play more.
Jeez.
Like I really just want to play more right now. So,
Yeah, because
yeah.
I was debating like to get it now or to like wait for a sale.
Yeah,
Especially because there's plenty of games for me to play, and
so many.
I can't be playing several games at once. Like my brain forgets what's
Mhm.
happening. And like I still never did the Blood Moon Festival for Cult of the Lamb because I don't have
Right.
pumpkins to do the festival. Like you have to have certain like crop. And so I haven't unlocked those yet. And like that's only
Same.
open for another 2 days. Yeah.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
only open for another 2 days to finish that. So to be honest, I'm probably gonna play that when I get off the stream
Yeah.
so I could find these stupid pumpkins so I could do the Blood Moon Festival because I want to participate so badly.
There's too many games. There's like entirely. I have no clue how I'm gonna. So I just finished Bayonetta like literally last night. Then I'm flanked by Sonic, and then like God of War Ragnarok. Like I don't know when I'm gonna play that because I'm playing Sonic now, and then like you said, Pokemon comes out next week, and I'm like, dude, I'm
Oh,
never gonna catch up. I'm just never gonna catch up. So yeah.
never.
Uh,
Well, I don't know how y'all finish games because like I'm feeling the anxiety and anxiousness now
oh my
for sure.
gosh,
So I don't know how y'all do it.
it's too much.
Kevin specifically, I don't know how you do it. I could never.
Kevin's a beast.
Get a
Kevin's a
job,
beast.
Kevin.
Get
That's for
a
Sean.
job,
Get a
Kevin.
job.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. And I also want to mention too, really quickly, the Backtrackers meets on the 19th, and we are playing Sayonara Wild Hearts, Grease, and Tetris Effect. So kind of a 3-pack. If you've played all of them, if you've played one of them or something, show up. It's on the 19th at 11 a.m. Eastern. So I did play back through Sayonara Wild Hearts just to kind of refresh myself, and because I love that game. And then I did get a hankering to play Tetris Effect because Kyle was playing it at Extra Life. So yeah, I've been kind of like messing around with that, just kind of getting in the Backtrackers mood. So definitely encourage folks to show up. That's kind of our, they call it video game book club. I call it video game church because it's like when you used to go, like if you ever went to church as a kid and it was where you would go to like see your church friends and stuff, and it was very like edifying and stuff like that. That's how it feels to me. It's video game church. So I love the Backtrackers, and very very much looking forward to our next meetup on the 19th.
And
Um,
yeah, like that's another game, Greece. I was gonna play
mhm.
some more of that too in preparation because that is one of the games that I have played some. That they're gonna be talking about. Uh, one thing that's coming up tomorrow, the World
Yes.
Showcase.
Indie World Showcase. I'm looking forward to this. It's about time. It's been a little while since we've had an Indie World Showcase. Like I think the
Mm-hmm.
last one was in April or May or something like that. So, this is overdue. Is there anything that you're hoping to see?
I did put it on Twitter too, but like Soccer Story.
Yeah, there you go. Soccer
It's
story.
supposed to come out this year. They were very vague. They just said
Mhm.
2022, but they announced it in like August and I watched the trailer for it. It's supposed to come to Switch and all that and it looks interesting. Like I want to play it. Like I played soccer, so I'm super excited to play like a I don't know if you would call it an RPG or what exactly, but
Yeah.
it looks like fun.
Yeah. I mean, look, there are a lot of y'all soccer fans in the community, so people will be excited for that. I wouldn't be surprised to see that there. If it's supposed to come out this year, I wouldn't be surprised to see it there. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And is it wasn't Spirit Tea supposed to come to Switch at some
It
point too?
is. Yeah, that is. You know what? I completely forgot about that. You're right. That is supposed to come out this year. So we'll see. If it is still coming out this year, it wouldn't surprise me to see that there either. And I loved that demo. That was a really fun demo. Did you play the Steam Next Fest demo for that?
No, I literally watched your video, and I think
Yeah.
you even put in the video, like, "I think Lockleth would really enjoy this game
Yeah.
just by, the early parts of it," but it looks like it'd be fun because 'cause it's got, you're basically running, what, a bathhouse, right? Is that
Mm-hmm.
what is it am I getting is that
Yeah,
correct?
it is. It's like a bathhouse for Japanese ghosts, like in a little sleepy
Yeah,
Japanese town. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it looks super fun, so, like, I've just been waiting for that too. It's also been on my list since then too, but that was
No
another one I
time.
thought of when I was
Yeah.
trying to think back on games that would be showcased or maybe show, like, release dates finally, that was one of the soccer, story one, and then I think the one that person that I saw announce the soccer story had something in their bio as it relates to Spirit Tea, and that's how I remembered that one too.
Oh, it might be the same
Yeah,
publisher. That's
I
interesting.
think so. I can't remember the
Yeah.
person's name, but yeah.
Yeah, there's you might yeah, if it's oh what's it's gonna drive me crazy. His name's Mike Rose, the head of that
Yeah.
publisher. That's him. Yeah, it's that same
Mhm.
publisher. Is it No More Robots? The publisher? Oh my
Maybe? I
gosh, I
couldn't
think
tell
so.
you I couldn't
Oh,
tell you the publisher.
Kevin. Yep.
I've only follow him. Um, probably says in his bio too, I just glazed over it. But yeah,
Yeah,
that was
Kevin
one that he had called
confirms.
out. Oh,
Mhm.
okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah,
There's
he's
no
the
there's no way of knowing.
it's impossible to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I get little emails from him and stuff all the time. He seems like a nice guy, and that's how I first learned about Spirity. And it's a really fun game. Yeah, I would love to see that there. I hope that comes out this year. I think because we knew that Inscription is coming to Switch. It was rated for Switch a while ago. I think that's probably going to be there. I'm kind of hoping that the Outbound Ghost is going to be there. Um,
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
yeah, that's supposed to be coming to consoles this year, and the physical version has a release date of November 25th. So I assume the digital version is going to be on or around that date. So I imagine that's going to be there. Um, the Pathless, I'm hoping to see there. That's coming. We already know that's coming to Switch, but it's supposed to be this year. Where's the release date? You know. So there are a few. There, I don't think Silk Song's going to be there. I'm sorry to say. Sorry to disappoint everybody. Everybody's always every time there's an indie world showcase, people are looking for Silk Song. That's a general direct announcement. Like that's gonna
Oh,
be in a main direct. That won't be in an indie world showcase. It's too big now. It's a big announcement now.
it's
So
it's too mainstream. It's not
yeah,
indie anymore.
it's not indie enough anymore. Yeah, so I'm
Oh,
looking forward to
man.
it. That's I'm gonna do a live reaction on the All In YouTube channel tomorrow morning if anybody wants to come hang out. Be cool to see y'all there. I'm looking forward to watching it. Are you gonna watch it when it goes live? Or are you gonna like catch it later? Or
I'll probably. I don't think I have any meetings around
there you
that
go.
time. So I'll probably watch it live, and I tend to
Sick.
watch you react to it too, because you know a lot more of those games than I do. You'll be like, oh, you give some sort of like history lesson. I feel like when I watch you watch something live, and so I'm like reacting to you reacting to something. That's kind of
There
like
you
my
go.
go-to. So I'll probably be hanging out with you and chat, like
I'm
watching that,
cool.
and
Sounds
then
good.
afterwards, I usually watch it all the way through all over again is what I
Mm-hmm.
tend to do. So just
I'm
in
looking
case I
forward
miss
to it.
something or to take my screenshots,
Yeah.
that's what I tend to do. And then I add on to my lengthy list of wish lists that I have.
Yeah. We don't have enough
It's
games
never
to play.
ending. I
Yeah.
know, it's never
Holy
ending.
cow. We
And
I did notice we had some questions in the Discord regarding Pokemon. Um
yeah.
because I know we have a lot to talk about with Kirby, but like looking at some of the stuff over Pokemon, there was some Pokemon stuff that happened this week in regards to, well, a couple things. So we got a new trailer earlier today. Did you happen to watch that?
Oh, I have not. I wasn't even aware, to
Yeah.
be honest.
It's really you don't really need to watch it, but it's really just like a little overview trailer with an Ed Sheeran song in it. That Ed Sheeran like Celestial song that he did or whatever.
Yeah.
In the Pokemon collaboration thing. It was okay, but in it they sort of tease like two new Pokemon. Um I think it's called like they teased it like Great Tusk and Iron Treads or something like that. But other than that, there's not really any like new information in that trailer. However, we did get a new ghost type Pokemon revealed, which I feel like I need to talk about, especially after my Grievard tangent a couple of weeks ago.
Slander.
Slander, I suppose, is the
Grievard
better word.
slander.
I was not. I like him, and I think he's cute. This new one is called Gimme Ghoul, and
Yeah.
I I kind of love him. He's just a weird little guy. Like he's just like
So this one hits and Grievard is a miss. You do not track at all. Like I
yeah.
do not follow.
I'm sorry. I this one at least feels more like, because Gimme Ghoul is harkening back to the classic like RPG trope of a mimic, where like
Mm,
you have a chest and then you go to open the chest and oops, it's actually an enemy. So I kind of dig that. I kind of like that Pokemon's a long-standing RPG series. It finally has its own mimic, and it's called Gimme Ghoul, and he's just this weird little guy, and I kind of love him. Now his Pokedex entry is lame. I'll say that. It's a lame Pokedex entry because it's just like he possesses you and makes you get coins. It's like that's dumb. Um, but but he's cute. He's just like a little bug dude with a coin on his back. He's just a weird little guy, and I like him.
he looks like he would be like the new version of Clippy, like the thing that helps you.
Yeah, a
Like I
Microsoft
feel like he would
Word.
just yeah, I feel like he would just be on your desktop and like I don't know,
Hi,
give
I'm
you
Gimme Ghoul.
financial advice.
Do not take anybody listening at home. Do not take financial advice from Gimme Ghoul. Definitely don't. It actually, even the cadence of it. Do you remember like those old like spyware like kind of apps like Bonzi Buddy and stuff from back in the
Yeah.
day? Gimme Ghoul almost sounds like a Bonzi Buddy sort of thing. Like you would download that app as like a search engine and it's actually a virus.
Oh
That'd be
my
kind of cooler.
gosh.
That'd be a cooler Pokedex
Yeah,
entry.
that would that would make better sense. They're kind of like you said, they are a little bit lame
They're
in
phoning it
terms
in.
of their yeah, yeah. It's more I don't know, rated E for everyone
Yeah,
now.
it's a little tame
It
Nintendo.
is.
But I know we do have a couple of questions. So I think first of all, Bowser asks, which Pokemon version are you getting? Which version are you going with?
Well, I'm getting both.
Me too. Me
But I
too.
think I think I'm gonna play Violet
Mm-hmm.
though. Just because of the legendary, like I
Yeah.
don't know their names. I'm gonna call it the purple bike because that's basically what it is, the futuristic bike.
Yeah, it's
Um,
Koraidon and Miraidon, but I like purple bike better. Yeah.
yeah, like I normally like red and like fire and
Mhm.
would rather look at the female professor than the male one,
Sure.
but
They're both
I
hot
like
though.
the look. Yeah, but I like the look of the purple bike than the
Right.
red one. Because like the red one, he uses his feet
It's
anyways.
so dumb. That makes
Doesn't
no
make any
sense.
sense.
Why did they think that was okay? That makes zero sense. I hate that so much. Yeah.
Yeah. Like if it actually used like the wheels like the other one does, I would probably pick that one. But just because it doesn't, it just throws me off. I don't know. I guess because it's more primal in that
Right.
way.
That's what it is.
To
Yeah.
yeah, the wheel maybe wasn't invented yet at that time. I don't know.
My man's got wheels on his chest. Like he has the wheels. He just doesn't use them. It makes
He
no
hasn't
sense.
learned
Yeah,
hasn't learned how to use
he
them
doesn't
yet.
know. He
He
doesn't
thinks they're
know.
still supposed to be square or something. I don't know.
Yeah. There's this whole like past and future like theming in the entire thing. Like even the professor's name are like the Spanish words for past and future. I think Prasada and Turo, if I'm not mistaken. Um so yeah, like they have like those sort of those sort of vibes throughout the entire thing. And in fact, the ones I was telling you about, the ones that were kind of teased in the trailer today, are also in
Mhm.
that past and future theming. So like the Great Tusk is like the past version, and then the Iron Treads is like the future version. So there seems to be a lot of that going on in this game. It's pretty interesting. I'm looking forward to it. But I'm exact same
Yeah.
as you. I'm gonna get both and play Violet. Exact same as you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I'm super excited about it. But regardless, there's just so many games. Like I forgot. Like I thought that was this week and Sonic was next week, but luckily I have another week to
yeah, you got a
breathe
little bit of
before that.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
before that comes out. But I know we've mentioned in the past of which starter we would pick, but Awesome Dave did ask that question, and I guess I'll just reiterate. I'm
Sure.
I'm probably gonna pick Quaxley, even though I tend to always pick Fire. But yeah, that's gonna be my go-to, just because he's a duck and like Scoot the Duck in Animal Crossing. It's kind of
Yeah,
my
that's
thing
fair.
now. It's part of my thing. It's part of my life. So I feel like
Part
I
of your
need to pick
brand.
cute. Yeah, I need to pick Quaxley. Plus the still of him in slow motion, like tussling
Oh,
his hair
flipping
to
the
the side
hair.
with the
Yeah, it's
water.
good.
Yeah,
Hmm.
won me over 100%.
That was good because I really wasn't feeling him at first. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, when I first saw him, I was like, yeah, he looks like Ducklet but with a blue wig on. But once we got a little bit of his personality with the hair flip, I was like, okay, he's cute. I like him. I'm going
Mhm.
Fuecoco. And you know, like you, I'm going against type here because typically I go with grass types, and Fuecoco is a fire type. I've only gone with non-grass types now 3 times ever in my Pokemon history, and those have all been fire. I've never chosen a water starter. So yeah, I'm going Fuecoco. So
And, I will mention, and I haven't seen any spoilers or leaks myself, but just wanna let everyone know, read things with caution, maybe mute some
yes,
words before now and next week when the game comes out, because apparently there are leaks and things. I honestly have not seen any myself, but just a word of caution for y'all
good
that don't
call.
want those things spoiled. Just to let y'all know that that's been they let us know in Discord as well. We have a community that's very helpful in those ways. Like, hey, just in case you weren't aware, there's leaks. Be careful.
They are out there.
Sent us yeah, and I've never, followed enough people to really notice that in years past, but I think I might see those types of things now, especially being part of, the Nintendo Drive. I follow a
Hmm.
lot more accounts now than I did back then, so, even I'm treading lightly for sure, but just wanted to let everyone know. But
Yeah.
this theme, Kirby, that's what we're here to talk about.
Yes, we are gathered here
Kirby and the
today.
Forgotten Land is now the best-selling game in the
Woo!
franchise.
Yes. And it didn't take very long to do it either. I mean, Kirby and the Forgotten Land
Oh,
just came out in March, so pretty
yeah, and
good.
I don't know why I thought it came out like in January or something. But yeah, like it really hasn't been, like you said, that long.
No, didn't take long to take the throne. It's a great game. I love that game. And it is cool to see. Like, it's cool to see like the quality of the game get rewarded. That isn't always the case, because sometimes a great game will come out and it just doesn't sell well. At least like people, latched on to Kirby and the Forgotten Land, because it's a great game. I love that game.
Yeah, oh, for sure. And Nagachaca's question or almost statement in Discord,
As he typically
he
does.
it kind of definitely covers this news story too. Which game is better, Kirby and the Forgotten Land or Metroid Dread? And is it Kirby and the Forgotten Land because it sold over 5 million copies, whereas Metroid Dread sold only 3 million? Hashtag Kirby rules.
Well, Kirby does rule. The thing that we do need to keep in mind, though, with Metroid Dread is Metroid Dread is also the best-selling Metroid game in the entire franchise, and it did that in a very short amount of time. Kevin says, when are we getting a DDD spinoff? We technically did, Kevin. We got a DDD spinoff on the 3DS called King DDD's Drum Dash Deluxe, and it's great.
Seth would know.
It's a great game. Like, it's a great little rhythm game. I really love that game. But yes, like Kirby and the Forgotten Land, it's great. I loved it. It's probably my favorite Kirby game, pound for pound. But Metroid Dread is special. Like, that was a game, and if you're a Metroid fan, like, we waited like 15 years for that game. It finally came out, and it was like everything we wanted it to be. It's amazing. It's a return to form. Like, it feels, like when we were doing our end of the year awards for All In, we gave Game of the Year to Metroid Dread because ultimately there were games that I liked personally better than Metroid Dread that year. Like, I liked Chicory better than Metroid Dread, for example. But Metroid Dread was like such a place in time. Like, you'll remember that. Metroid Dread was like an all-timer. Like, it was one of those where it's like, when we look back at the Metroid franchise, we're going to remember this moment, So, like, Kirby the Forgotten Land is amazing, and I love it, and I love what it represents for the franchise and everything too. And yes, it sold better than Metroid Dread, but I mean, I don't think that it's quite Metroid Dread levels, personally. So
I think there's a wider audience for Kirby too, so I think that's also part of the reason. So yeah, I think that's also part of the difference. However, I haven't really played a Metroid game. Yes, I know, shocker. I haven't played all the games, people. If you weren't aware, I have not played a lot of games. To be fair,
Metroid's not cozy, not whatsoever.
I bet I would make it cozy somehow, but
You'll find a way.
Yeah,
Running away
I'll
from
find a
Emmy.
way.
Oh no, the Emmy's chasing me.
Cult of the Lamb is cozy to me, but that's a little different.
Yeah.
But so I haven't played Metroid Dread, so I guess my response would be Kirby, just because I've played it. I'm a Kirby fan for most of my life. That is, games that I have played have been Kirby games. So out of the two, I would pick that, but I'm sure Ngachacha already knew that answer.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. I think Ngachacha just likes to stir the pot every now and then. That's all right. We love
it. Always. And unfortunately, I'm sure a lot of people enter these questions to poke at Sean, who decided to take a rest. Did he take a rest because it took him a long time to get home, or did he know this was coming and just decided
That's a good point. Maybe Sean just saw the barrage of Kirby-related questions, because I do think that the community sort of like saw and just like went for the jugular with the Kirby like related questions.
Oh yeah.
They just piled on.
I kind of asked for it though, because that was kind of part of my statement of send in your questions from Sonic Frontiers to Kirby.
Oh, you planted the seed.
Best. I did. I planted the
diabolical.
seed. So everyone, filed in accordingly. Rightly so. Appreciate y'all. Kirby fans unite.
This is that moment like in the superhero movie where like the villain reveals their plot. Like they're like, and in my initial question I said Kirby, and now you all gave Kirby questions. This is that moment right here, right now.
I had to give us a theme, and I saw that, and my face just lit up on Twitter, like, when I saw the announcement of Kirby being one of the better selling games for the franchise, and I was like, "Yes, we got a W, y'all. We got a
We
W. We
got it.
gotta talk about this." And then the
Even if
thumbnail
Sean
was
was here,
super easy to make.
oh yeah, even if Sean was here, we would have to, poke fun at him with the Kirby a little bit,
Yeah. Yeah, for sure, for sure. So maybe rightfully so that he's not here because he already knows that he already knows where we stand on all of that. But Sam asked in Discord, what was your favorite world in Kirby in the Forgotten Land? They personally loved the first one with the overgrown city vibes and the circus. And they also asked the secondary question of what your favorite Kirby mouthful mode was. That's a tongue twister. I had to say that slow.
Yeah, that's a tough one. For me, my favorite world is probably either the ice one, like the one with like the frozen like city. I really liked that one. Or I really liked the circus too. That was a really good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really did like the overgrown city, like the first world.
Mm-hmm.
Just I don't know if it's because that we saw a lot of that leading up to it, and so I was just super excited about it when I was playing it. Um, yeah, I think that was my favorite. It's that dilapidation, city
Beautiful
core, like
destruction. Yeah.
yeah, beautiful destruction. It's like the two sides of Lockleth. It's beautiful and destruction. It's those two things.
Yeah.
So I feel it in some way. So I think I vibe with that first world for sure. But I didn't even realize there were 6 worlds in total too. And the first world is called Natural Plains. I had to look that up too
Oh,
because
okay.
I
Yeah, I
don't know
wouldn't
the
have
names
known.
for all of these.
Yeah, I wouldn't have known.
And then the car Kirby is probably my favorite mouthful, even though the what is it? The drink machine is kind of
It's a
hilarious.
good one. Yeah.
Um, yeah, the car is just I don't know. I like that he's just a car zooming around.
the the car one does sort of like, some of them like are a little disturbing, just seeing like Kirby engulf this like car, and he's just like, his little legs are dangling off the back of it. Like, it's great, but it's a little disgusting too. Um
Is like if they would have added like drool, that would have been
oh,
too
that would have been,
much.
no, that it's such a fine line. Like,
Yeah.
if they had gone even one step further, a nudge further, like they're right there at the razor's edge of too gross. But yeah, my favorite mouthful mode is probably the traffic cone. I really like that one.
Oh yeah, because it like
Yeah,
spikes and like
it's
hits
fun.
things, like
Yeah.
hitting those giant tortoises in
Yeah,
the
the ones that are
back.
made out of like cinder blocks, and you jump up and like pummel down on them. That one's
Mhm.
super fun, and you bust open the pipes, and yeah, it's just a fun game. And like the mouthful mode is a really fun like addition. I really liked it. And
What's
yeah,
your
I
favorite like Kirby power too? Because that's like
oh,
separate. It's not like the mouthful. Mine's
right.
obviously like the sword because that's always my favorite throughout all of them. The only
Mhm.
thing that kind of didn't bother me, but kind of took me out of it a little bit was every time you had to um were required to have certain ones. Like I kept
Mhm.
populating this specific one, like the flame one, whichever that is. And so you'd shoot out fire to light up these lanterns and it would, get you through the level. So it took me out of my favorite one that I like to have. But other than that,
Oh, like when you upgrade it and whatnot. Mhm. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
In that game, it's funny because like I found myself using abilities in that game that I don't normally use in Kirby. So like I really liked the fire, just the basic like fire one, and how it upgrades to like volcano and stuff was pretty good.
Mm.
Um I really liked some of the new ones too. Ranger is super good. Especially when you fully upgrade it, and it's like this little like alien zap gun. You're like a little Kirby astronaut. It's so cute. I love it.
Kirby astronaut. Kirby in space.
Kirby in space. Yes. Yeah, those are probably Ranger is probably my overall favorite in Forgotten Land. That's probably what I would go with. Although, like once you really get like the hammer's really good, I think that Forgotten Land has a pretty small pool of powers compared to other Kirby games, but the ones that are there are really good. So I don't think there's a bad one in the bunch.
Yeah, and it does, like you said, it does make you it almost forces you to use other powers you wouldn't normally. So it did introduce you to a lot of different ones too, which you didn't have to do that, or at least from what I can remember, not have to do that in the past,
Mm-hmm.
like Kirby games. Like you could always like maintain the same one throughout the level unless you just wanted to go to like a little extra area
Right.
or whatever. Then you would have to get like a special power for those. But I didn't care as much back then about getting everything. And so I would just stick with the sword the whole time.
Just having fun with your sword, playing it like a
Yeah,
Zelda
yeah,
game.
constantly, constantly. Um, Presto the Magnificent in Discord asked, "What ways could they improve Kirby and the Forgotten Land in like a sequel?" And I really don't know. I don't know. I don't think I
Yeah.
have an answer to that because I really enjoyed this game overall. It wasn't technically open world, but it felt the most like it, which isn't been common in the past or at all. From what I can remember, right? This isn't something like this type of freedom hasn't been
No. Yeah.
something we've had before. This is the first iteration of that.
Yeah. And and I understand that it's still like level based and stuff, but this kind of like fully kind of 3D, fairly open levels, with a lot of little secrets and stuff. Like that was kind of the first time we ever had something like that in Kirby. They've had detailed levels, but it's always been like kind of from a 2D perspective and fairly linear and stuff. And Kirby and the Forgotten Land is a real like step up. I honestly I have no clue. Like I just wanted more of it, I guess. Like I hope the next one's
Yeah.
maybe there's more to it. Maybe there's more like side modes. Something that I'll say this. Um, something that Kirby always does really really well is they always have like a ton of little side like modes and things to play with. Like I talked about King Dedede's Drum Dash Deluxe. That was a side mode in I think Planet Robobot that they just made into its own game. And typically,
Oh.
yeah, they just took like and they did it with a couple of the side modes and they just made them their own game and called it like the deluxe version, added more content to it, fleshed it out. Um they don't really do that in Forgotten Land, and I kind of wish they did. Like it would have been really neat to have something like typically what they'll do is they'll let you play through the game as Meta Knight or DDD or something like that. It would have been kind of neat to have a mode like that in Forgotten Land, because they have little mini games like the fast food like restaurant mini game that you can do, the little Kirby like the tilt and tumble with the little like puzzle ball maze thing that you can do.
Mhm.
But that's about it. Like in terms of side content with Forgotten Land, so I'd like to maybe see more of that. But otherwise, the core loop of it is like really solid. Like I just wanted more.
Yeah, yeah, and I played it, and it ran well on Switch too, obviously, too,
Mm-hmm.
so I think if I had any, issues or qualms with it, it would have been like, "Let's wait until the next iteration of a Switch, the next generation,
Right.
before the next Kirby game," but didn't even need that, like, it ran super well, and I was happy with it.
Me
Super
too.
happy.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great game. It's one of the best ones of the year on Switch for sure. Looks great, runs great, and the typical things with a sequel, like if and when they do a sequel, I gotta imagine they're gonna do another one like this, because this one, as we've mentioned, is now the best-selling game in the franchise. So this is not gonna be
Yes.
the last 3D Kirby we see. They're gonna do more like this, and I'm looking forward to it. Just bigger, better, like the typical sequel stuff. It's not broke, so don't fix it. Just take what you have and make it even better. That's it.
For sure, and the same with, like, the, story too, but Fulia asked, like, "How did you feel about the overall story of it? Did you expect and might be potential spoilers with this
Little
next question,
spoilery.
apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Did you expect to be battling such a weird looking boss?
So did you beat it, right? You saw what Fuli was talking about?
uh no, I looked it up because I
Okay.
didn't mind having the spoiler myself. But
Okay.
no, I haven't finished it, so I don't know. But I did looked at several bosses, so I don't know if I looked at the ultimate one at the end or not, but they all look kind of strange, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah, what's interesting about Kirby is, and I promise I won't go on like a 7-minute tangent about Kirby lore, but Kirby does have a really deep
That brought
lore to it.
I'm sorry, that brought me back. I'm sorry.
Nom flashbacks.
With the
Please no.
yeah. The trauma. Okay, sorry. Continue.
But it does. Kirby has always had actually quite deep lore if you look for it. This was the first time that a Kirby game has taken its kind of like darker underpinnings and put it right out on Front Street for everybody to see. Because
Mm.
normally you get that stuff from either post game or side modes, and you really have to kind of dig for it. Now, everybody that plays through Forgotten Land is going to see the weird junk that has always been in Kirby. This like
Huh.
weird, dark, eldritch stuff that has always been in the underpinning of Kirby is now right there on Front Street in Forgotten Land. I love it personally. Because I think it just gives such a like texture to Kirby that it wouldn't have otherwise. Like it's actually a lot more than just a cute little plucky, platformer. Like there's a lot going on there. So, yeah.
Yeah. So that's why it was compared to Metroid Dread, right?
I guess. Yeah. It's probably more. I mean, honestly, in terms of the stuff that happens, like, and some of the things you see, it's probably more disturbing than Metroid Dread. Honestly. Like, that final
Wow.
boss is pretty, like, gross looking. And, yeah. I'll just throw that out there.
Well, there's your quote for the episode, people. There you go. There you go. Somebody clip that.
Yeah.
I do have a few things that I did discuss last week that I wanted to show, or I've discussed at some point. But I
Okay.
have my mug, and I'm trying to stay pretty still because I know my
Yes.
camera is a little bit shoddy this evening. But I did get my
Got it.
Nintendo Luigi mug in the mail, and then I redeemed some platinum points. Is that what they're called?
Mm-hmm.
And got my little Rabbids keychain as well.
Well,
So
that's
hopefully
bigger
y'all
than I
can
thought
see
it would
that.
be, actually.
It's a decent size, and like
Yeah.
it's double sided. The other side has just yellow, but it's not
Like
just
his
one
back.
side and then the other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I got those in the mail today, and my little side story as to so I ordered it. I think it was last week. I think I
Mm-hmm.
even put in Discord that
After our
I
holiday
was
gift guide crawl.
yep. Was literally looking through the shops. I was like, I have to get this Luigi mug, and I guess I have enough
Mm-hmm.
points. I'm not playing Rabbids, but let me get this
But
random
this thing's
keychain.
cute. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, he's adorable. I could put him here, hang him from my monitor or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so I placed the order, obviously completely forgot about it, or was expecting it maybe later, and then got a package, very strange package today. I wish I had it next to me to show y'all, but basically had a lot of red lettering on it that said, "If the seal is broken, do not open." And there was no, it wasn't ticking, it wasn't heavy. However, my paranoia just kicked into gear, and I was like, "What the heck is this?" And I was like, "Surely it's not Pokemon because that's not coming out till next week."
Would have been cool though.
I did yeah, oh, that would've been sweet. If that was a
Get it like a
mistake
week
that, like,
early.
Yeah, like, Target accidentally sent it to me too soon.
Yes.
Um, but there was no, like there's no indication of where it came from, which was weird, and I guess it's just because it came from overseas, and that's just how they packaged it. So I was just waiting until my husband reminded me, like, "Didn't you order stuff from Nintendo?" And I was like, "Oh my god." I was like, "I bet you that's what it is." And I opened it up without caution after that point. I was like super cautious about it and then just not cautious as soon as he reminded me of that. And sure enough, my mug and my keychain, but the box was way bigger than the two items that I got. There was so much bubble wrap in there. It was a whole thing, but I was a little concerned. I was like, I have no idea what this came from, but I hope
Yo,
I'm not gonna be unalived this evening, please.
yeah, you kind of freaked me out because you sent me that picture and I was like, what could I'm like, is there a return address? Could it be like a media kit or something? Like, what could this possibly be? Is it making any noise? I was like a little bit worried, and maybe this is just, you got two Virgos sitting here tonight, overthinkers. So maybe it was just our overthinking Virgo brains at work, but I was like scared for you. I was like, we need to figure out what this
You
is,
were the
man.
one you were the one that was like, "Is it ticking?" I was like, "No."
Should I be worried of that? I didn't even think about that. Oh my god. Yeah.
But I was just frantic. I sent it to you, and then I even sent it to some of my Animal Crossing friends too on Instagram, like, "Should I open this? What do you think this means?" And they were like, "I don't know."
Something amazing, I guess.
I
Oh
don't
man.
know, but that
Well,
that was my one scary thing today that happened.
how did we both have scary I can't I think I said this before we started recording, but I had somebody come up and just like knock on my door tonight, like 5 minutes before we started the show. We both had like
Yeah.
weird, like kind of freaky experiences today. It's so
There's
weird.
something in the air, but my one physical, I do like to show. I know I've showed several physical things, but
Yes.
my today's episode is brought to you by physical type of thing
Mm-hmm.
is, we're talking about Kirby. Gotta
Kirby
talk about
time.
Kirby 64
Yes.
and the crystal shard for the N64. It's a little blurry there. My camera's not that great, but yeah,
I
had this
love it.
baby. This is the original one that we've had. Um, I'm realizing with all of the games when I'm bringing them up for the show, I'm like, man, I really took care of my stuff. Like,
That's awesome. I love,
yeah,
first of all, I love that these are all your like childhood copies that you took care because like over the years, and I moved a lot when I was a kid and stuff, so a lot of stuff's been like lost or, you know, I'm pretty sure I've had friends like steal some of my games when I was a kid. So
man,
I lost like a bunch of stuff. I still have my childhood copy of Banjo Kazooie back there. So I'm happy with that. But otherwise, I've lost a ton of my childhood. I have a few things, but I've lost a ton of that stuff over the years. So it's super cool whenever you like bust out, an N64 game or a Game Boy game that's your childhood copy. I love that. I love
yeah,
that you still
yeah. And
have
I
it.
realized the one thing that I do need to buy that I no longer have, like you said, I've moved a few times, so I guess this one has been lost in one of those moves, or maybe my parents have it, or maybe my brother has it. I know he has some
Mm-hmm.
of our old school Game Boy stuff at his house too. Is the Kirby's Dream Land, the original one that I
Oh
played
yeah.
growing up. I thought we had it, but we have the Kirby's Pinball or whatever that
Oh,
was
Block
on the Game
Ball.
Boy,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
I haven't played it. I think it's one that either
It's
my
a good
husband
game.
had or it's one that we've gotten just in one of the shops recently or something like that. But yeah, that is my physical for this evening. But I think we have yammered on quite a bit. We've actually filled out the show normally, even just
Yeah.
the two of us, which I wasn't
Hey,
I wasn't surprised. I knew we could.
no, we could definitely do it. And I want to say too, real quick before we wrap up, Jamie, I did
Mhm.
see your question. We're not ignoring it, I promise. But this is a Sean question. So
Yeah,
I
for
if
sure.
if we tackled the Tetris 99 question without Sean, I think we would both be dismissed. So we have to
Yeah.
save
Oh
that one
yeah.
for
Yeah.
Sean.
It's definitely one. I'm glad you mentioned that. That is one that I've had on our notes since you
Mm-hmm.
initially asked too. And Extra Life was coming up, and so there was a lot more things to cover leading up to
Mm-hmm.
that. And because it, like you said, it's a Sean question, we
Yep.
want to save it for when he's here because I know that the monologue will be long, just like
Yes.
Seth over here. So
Yes.
when it comes to Mario,
Oh my
this will
gosh,
be
don't
this
get
will
me
be a
started.
Sean thing.
Don't get me
Not,
started.
please don't. Do not get started on that at all. Well, Seth, how can everyone find you? Let's close out the show for the evening.
Well, you can find me on Twitter at $2Hero. Of course, you can follow us here, Carpool Gaming, at Carpool Gaming. You can join our Discord. Links are always in the video description and show notes. Join our wonderful and welcoming community. And then I have another show called All In, a Nintendo podcast that I do every week. I do YouTube content under the All In banner as well, so you can find me on there as well. So I guess that's about it.
And y'all can find me at Lockleth here on YouTube or Lockleth TWT over on Twitter. And if that just burns to the ground, you can follow me on Instagram at Lockleth as well. And thank y'all for hanging out for us for today's episode of the Nintendo Drive. Bump that like button if you haven't already. Make sure you do it on your way out. And fuel this carpool in the comments below by answering, what is your favorite Kirby mouthful mode? And say it 3 times fast, because that's a lot. That's a mouthful.
It's a lot. It's a
Wow.
lot.
But thanks for hanging out with us today, and we appreciate y'all.
Thanks, guys. We love you very much. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching this episode of the new Nintendo Drive. Now, before you drive off, be sure to like the stream and subscribe here on YouTube, and follow us at Carpool Gaming on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. If you liked what you saw and want more, be sure to support us on Patreon at patreon.com/Carpool Gaming.
The